Hold up, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished. When I wore the ass tomorrow, y'all thought it was rented. Flexing on these, I'm like Popeye on his spinach.
He ain't going nowhere, y'all. Y'all thought he was finished. Kevin Owens is staying right in the WWE. That and more on this episode of Break It Down with Brian H.
No, baby, that's for somebody else. We're just going to keep you right where you're at right now.
It doesn't matter what you think.
The Wrestling Realm presents Break It Down with Brian H.
Let's sip to that. What's up, everybody? Welcome to this episode of Break It Down with Brian H. I'm your host, Brian H. Waters. This show, of course, is brought to you by the Wrestling Realm, folks. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Got a brand new shirt, a proud wrestling fan shirt. I don't know if you can see the fan part. I've been waiting for this one. Real Dwayne Allen made this a few years ago, and I was like, yeah, I need to get that shirt. I kept saying I was gonna get it, and finally I did. But this is it's available. You can get one yourself. I've seen a couple people bought it. Shout out to them. But you can get it at wrestlingrealm.com. Shout out to everybody, as a matter of fact, who has made purchases. Matter of fact, let me throw that on the screen. Boom. So for those who do not see, it's in the comment section. But let's talk about it, folks. Kevin Owens is staying with the WWE. You know what we do right here? We keep it 100. And here's the thing. I try to tell people. I said this last week on the MTMV Sports Network. Shout out for shout out to them for having me on there. As always, I appreciate these opportunities. Appreciate these opportunities to get on the airways, on the interweb, the worldwide internet, Al Gore's internet, as people like to say. As I was with.
So you brought up AEW,
and
that's a great transition into what I want to ask next, right?
Shout
and you
out
brought
to
up
my
Jay
man, Rick.
Lethal as well. He's made the appearance. What about the AEW? Have they caught up with the WWE yet? Have they surpassed them in some people's minds? Where are they right now?
They're not even 10%. I said it. Not even 10%, folks. And I mean it. You look right here. Here's a man who has a family, right? So wrestling, yes, it's about taking care, doing what you love. But also when you have a wife and children, it's about providing. And sure, a guy like Bryan Danielson went over there, but guess what? He's probably where he lives, he got millions in the bank. I mean, WrestleMania 30 alone set him for life, probably. We don't know. And not to say Kevin Owens isn't smart with his money, but this guy, when he started, he remember the struggles. He remember trying to make it work. The real Dwayne Allen I talked earlier, it reminded me, it's like, man, this guy was working at a gas station when he was the Ring of Honor world champion. Kevin Owens here. And now, there was these rumors. Oh, he's not happy. He's going to be leaving soon. He changed his location. He did stuff. He put little Easter eggs, little nuggets out there. So what did you think was going to happen, right? Oh, you know what? Owens is going. He's going to go. He's going to go ahead, go to AEW. He's going to go because he loves the Young Bucks. Him and Adam Cole had a great relationship. So why not? And I keep telling y'all, this is what I mean when I say AEW is not competition. They are a solid alternative brand without a shadow of a doubt. But it's not cool to call. We can't call them competition just yet. Especially when you got guys making decisions like this. When you talking about the family. Now, maybe they could have gave him, they probably could offer a couple million. But according to the dirt sheets, according to the reports, WWE made Kevin Owens a deal that he couldn't refuse. The AEW couldn't match. And you got to remember, this is a top guy. Every year at WrestleMania, he gets a new shirt. He's kind of like on the marquee, maybe not. He's like not on the main event, but he has a solid part in the match, right in the show. He has the new WrestleMania KO Mania shirts. Last year, him and Sami Zayn, they got to have their match at WrestleMania, a match that took place at Ring of Honor Final Battle, a match that took place, I believe, at Best in the World, and they got to have it at WrestleMania. How cool was that? And now he started the year off in the WWE Championship picture. I mean, the Universal Championship picture. He's finishing the year in the WWE Championship picture. What's up, Banks? Appreciate you tuning in. So, like I said, Kevin Owens is a top guy. And because of that, that is why he's staying with the WWE. Yeah, and I've been saying this, I've been vocal about this, as far as like Adam Cole and AEW. It would have been nice to see him in WWE. He's gone over there, and somebody please tell me what he's done. Yeah, they had this big old thing. Adam Cole's here. It was a big deal. We got Adam Cole, but he's playing with the Young Bucks. Bryan Danielson was in a hell of a match, and he's been having great matches, but that's what we know he wants to do. And I know people out there who know me and say, oh, you're just a Bryan Danielson apologist. So what? So what? But I do think it's different. I'm like, man, you think about what would they have done with Kevin Owens? Because if you really want to keep it 100, what have they done with any former WWE superstar that will help them elevate the brand? Nothing. Moxley, but he was in the early stages. But nobody who's since, like Miro's doing well, but TNT champion. He's not a world champion. If you want to be honest, that's the same place he was at before, the mid-card title. Bryan Danielson, well, he hasn't rose further than what he was. I mean, not that he could have gone up any higher. He was in the world championship picture. But CM Punk, he's working with the young guys and whatnot. Oh man, my mouse lost connection. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, we got Bryan Danielson, we got Kevin Owens, but I think it's a big deal having KO in WWE. I'm interested to see what happens, right? Now, I don't think he's going to win at WWE Day 1, but shoot, what if he does? Will he have, I wonder what details aren't known, but will it come out that maybe he's getting some more opportunities? Maybe he'll have some opportunities for the WWE Championship. And maybe he'll get some more title runs. That's what we all want to see as Kevin Owens fans. Let's be real. We want to see him hold the strap. But like I've said before, maybe he's also victim of just the timing. There's Roman Reigns. There's, you got to get Lashley and you got to get Big E. And maybe this is the time now. Maybe there's room for the title to kind of play a little hot potato. You have such a dominant champion. And we said this on MacMania the other day. You got one show that has a dominant champion, so it's kind of a sigh of relief to have one that doesn't. So there's the thing, like I said, keeping it 100, Kevin Owens is where he needs to be. We waited for this. I mean, he was always a sports entertainer. Yeah, he could wrestle, but he was always a sports entertainer. He is what made the early days of Ring of Honor watchable. What made the early days of Ring of Honor so enjoyable because of his sports entertainment abilities. And so that's why I believe we'll see him, being in Ring of Honor, doing his thing. And being in WWE, doing his thing. And I do think they'll have, him in some prominent roles and some prominent spots. You don't sign somebody to a multi-year deal just to keep them from another company without promises, especially if Kevin Owens, kind of seem, stagnant and making all these hints. I think he used some negotiation power. And I think we're going to get some good work out of him. I think we're going to get a good run out of Kevin Owens. I want to transition. I just wanted to do that. No, but seriously though, definitely want to transition to the. I'm gonna take a quick commercial break because I want y'all to see this. If y'all haven't done so, make sure y'all check out my top 5 video games. We did that earlier this year. It's been a long year. It's been a great year for the Wrestling Realm in our 10th anniversary year. But I want y'all to check out this clip. WWF, SmackDown, or maybe it was WWE by now. Here comes the pain. I mean, just an incredible
PS2, right?
PS2.
Okay. That was a good one.
PlayStation 2 probably regarded as one of the most a system that everybody owned almost. I believe it's one of the best sellers ever. But you know that was their like. Well, people still talk about that. You know,
PlayStation 2 or Here Comes the Pain.
Here Comes the Pain.
Okay.
That's the
Why are
that's
people
the
talking
game.
about it, and how does it relate to you personally?
So me, man, you know, one, I spent a lot of time on it playing video games.
As we all do.
You know, it had this is during that cross between Attitude Era into Ruthless Aggression.
The transition.
Yeah, so I could do your Stone Cold versus Brock Lesnar matches.
Yeah.
I could do, you know, your Hulk Hogan versus Rock matches. I couldn't do that before. So that's why, and it was, and you looking at, out of all the games that's on my list, this had the best graphics.
Okay.
You know, so that's the reason why. And then the story modes was cool. And that was the thing. Back in the day, they spent a lot of time on these story modes. Now they just give you a universe mode and you just kind of go through it. It's really create a pay-per-view. It's terrible. They need to upgrade it. They've been doing it for literally this whole time on the fourth or the generation of PlayStation 4. So I'm hoping they change that soon. All right, I'm back. Make sure y'all check out my top 5 video games I would get back. Funny enough, this year I went back in the archives and I should say I went on eBay, went to some retro gaming sites and retro gaming stores, and I have every game on that list again, except that one. Here Comes the Pain. My cousin Mike, shout out to Hypno Beats, the guy who produced the music for this particular episode, well, this particular show on the Wrestling. I'm breaking down with Brian H. He told me he has his copy that he was just gonna give it to me, and the last time I saw him, he didn't bring it. But PlayStation 2, man. Wow, as I look at mine now, what an incredible system. Yeah, I love my PS5. I love the 4 and 3 and the 1, but the 2, that was the one that was like in everybody's household. That like that PlayStation 2, if I'm not mistaken, is like the most sold ever in history. And it was definitely, you know, I don't think they've had great like the wrestling games since then, like the stories haven't been that good. Maybe WWE 12 because they did do the thing where it's like WCW 10 years making a comeback and all that, but you know, that's just some quick thoughts on that. Want to talk about Bryan Danielson and Adam Hangman Page. Not gonna lie, didn't watch the match in its entirety because I went out to get some food, me and the wife, and when I came back, I was talking to our marketing manager, shout out to brother Hugh, and while I was out talking to him, he was watching the match, so he's like relaying, and you know, so I came home and I, you know, kind of skimmed through it, and you know, incredible match. A lot of people didn't like the draw. I don't hate it. I think it made sense. It's one of those things I didn't understand the placement, but I don't understand AEW's placement a lot of times. I don't know why it was first, and then you send everybody else out there to follow that. It's like, man, maybe because they didn't want people to know it was gonna go a draw. You know, I guess you know, I don't know. I was thinking, you know, because so let me tell you what. After I saw it was a draw, you know, I'm skimming through the rest of the show. So I get to the end, it's MJF versus Dante Martin. I'm like, okay, this looks like it's being booked like WWE Saturday Night, whatever. But then, you know, that match is over and the lights go out. You know, FTR is out there, the lights are out. You're thinking, all right, here we go. So I'm thinking the Briscoe's coming. But it's Sting and Darby Allin. It seemed like Dallas was kind of disappointed, to be honest with you. I'm thinking it was like Sting and Darby Allin. I thought, hey, you know, it's a good opportunity for them to, you know, I mean, I'm thinking the Briscoes, a good opportunity for them to debut. We saw what happened at Ring of Honor when the FTR attacked the Briscoes. So I thought maybe they was gonna get that get back, but it didn't happen. But I will say that Bryan Danielson and Adam Page put on a hell of a match. I think Bryan is taking Page to that next level that he needs to get to. I know I've been very critical saying that I haven't seen what everybody else is seeing. I'm not the biggest Adam Hangman Page fan. I don't see him as like a world champion the way everybody clamored and had to have this moment, but he is the champion. So I do watch AEW. I'm a wrestling fan. So I'm going to watch and I want to see where they go with this. I want to see how are they going to get there? How are they going to make this work? That's where I'm at. So I find that very interesting to say the least. Um, definitely found it very interesting. But yeah, like I said, overall, I mean, just an incredible match. It could have been saved for pay-per-view, but that's another thing. But now we have two matches that Bryan Danielson has to get back, and that's his match with Paige and his match with Omega. So I'm fine with that. I am. I'm fine with that because it's long-term storytelling. Will he get a rematch right away, or like will CM Punk now get in line and say because he said he had his eyes set on the AEW Championship, so that's what I want to see. But what I do like is that since Bryan Danielson's arrival, he's been in, he's made himself into a big deal and he's involved in major stories, and he said it's simple. He wants to beat people up. And that's my thing with Adam Cole. I don't get that same vibe. I don't get that, you know. Shout out to Ed Fries 2002 on Twitch tuning in. Appreciate you, Ed. I know it's been a while since I've been on here. The question is, will Bryan ever have a finish in a world title match? 2 matches, 2 draws. I think so. I just think that right now, it's something different. And I think it's kind of cool because it keeps him in title contention. And the first one wasn't a title match. We got to make sure that was a non-title match with Kenny Omega. But being there with the champ, you keep him as a big deal, and he's also because it's making both wrestlers right. Because even though Bryan didn't win, even though they didn't beat Bryan didn't beat them, so they stayed right along the course with him. So because of that, now I want to see what happens, right? I thought he did a great job making Adam Hangman Page look like a big deal. I mean, he is the world champion. So I thought he did a great job making him into a big deal. Now I'm interested to see how they move forward with this. And I think it's going to be good overall. But like I said, I just I wasn't a big Adam Page fan, but he's got my attention. So I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna see where they go with this, and we'll see what happens. Oh, my bad. I should put your question on the screen. But yeah, that was the question I was answering for those just tuning in. Um, yeah, so but yeah, I'm gonna wrap things up. As always, I appreciate everybody. I just wanted to talk about 2 quick point things, 2 pointers on here. Um, Stay tuned. Thank you for everybody who's tuned into the Wrestling Realm, whether it's the Wrestling Realm now or the flagship show that takes place in the studio. If y'all haven't done so, make sure y'all check out my Mount Rushmore. I've explained my personal Mount Rushmore, and I invite you to do yours. Write yours in the comments. But I have my women's Mount Rushmore and my men's Mount Rushmore of WWE superstars. And the graphic may say, but when you watch it, you'll see why I put those people on there. This is my personal one. This isn't my professional analytic list, brother. So yeah, make sure y'all check that out. Holidays are coming up, so we got 10 days until Christmas. Woo, time flies. I still gotta get gifts. But yeah, time flies. So more than likely to be on here beforehand. But if not, happy holidays to everybody. Happy holidays, whatever you celebrate. I celebrate Christmas. So, but yeah, definitely want to wish everybody a happy holidays. Make sure y'all be safe. I don't think I'm not going to take an extended period time off. Like last year, I took like pretty much the whole month of December. I'm not going to do that this year, but I won't be back until after WWE Day 1 if I don't do a show before Christmas. That I will say. So I'm excited about that. I'll probably get a WWE Day 1 prediction show in somewhere, fit it in. I know we got huge championship matches. We got Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. Who would have thought? Who would have thought we wouldn't be we actually like this match? As much they gave it to us before, I mean, dare say, will Brock Lesnar go down as Roman Reigns' biggest rival? Only time will tell. But yeah, make sure we'll we'll discuss that, and then we also got the WWE Championship match with Big E. Was Big E, Kevin Owens, Bobby Lashley, and Seth Rollins. So the real Dwayne Allen, shout out to him. He's out doing his thing. Whether it's work, coaching, man, that guy stays busy. Make sure y'all check out his TRDA brand stuff on Instagram. On Instagram, it's TRDA brand. But yeah, make sure y'all check that out. Got a huge launch coming up this spring. So I'm definitely I'm gonna see if I can skip the line and get some merch from him. So yeah, make sure y'all support his brand as well. Make sure you do know y'all can buy Wrestling Realm t-shirts, including the shirt I have on now. The Proud Wrestling Fan. Actually, let me move that. Yeah, the Proud Wrestling Fan. Wear it everywhere. Go outside, wear it, put it on, let people know you're a Proud Wrestling Fan. It does have a Wrestling Realm logo in the back, so you will, still be supporting the brand. We also got Wrestler for the Culture shirts. We got obviously the podcast shirts. We even got coffee mugs. You can get this in white. You can get this in red, black. I think it's a couple other colors. But yeah, check it out. Enter the promo code WW12 WW Now 1225 for $5 off. Yes, right now up until Christmas. That is WW Now 1225. That's $5 off, folks. Your order from the WrestlingRealm.com. Until the next time, folks, though, I appreciate all the support. I appreciate everybody. Y'all have a good evening. Until then, too sweet.
The creative process seems to be the topic of choice in professional wrestling. With that being said, the Wrestling Realm would like you to know that as far as the creative process is concerned, we would never do anything to disrespect or disregard each other's ideas when it comes out to putting the best product for the Wrestling Realm. Yeah.
Mr. Bryan Danielson.